Willie D. Live.
It's the mindset of waiting for somebody to give you something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they wrong. Yeah, they did all that. But why are you waiting on your enemy to give you something? Why are we asking for reparations in 2025 when people came from all over Earth to America and been successful?
And it got to come from somewhere.
That analogy goes
It's
the same thing.
It's got to come from somewhere.
It go the same way with America. Do you really believe that these folks will ever in life actually give us some reparations?
You know why I say yes?
When did we start asking for reparations?
We've been asking for reparations.
What about around what time? You don't know? I don't even know.
It's since the beginning of time.
It's 2025, Willie.
But it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. You think you could have beat Mike in his prime?
Who?
You.
Easy.
What would have been your what would have been your method to get the job?
I don't work for nobody. I ain't gonna see my fight style. I'm doing the same thing. Stay right in front of him, side to side movement. Make him miss, and make him pay. Simple. Like I said, Mike, tremendous foul.
That seemed like it was Mike's style. Like make him stay in front of him, make him miss, make him pay.
But you know what the difference is? I'm Mike standing in front of you. I'm standing sideways to you. Watch my fights. You see why I don't get hit. Everybody, you get hit, he got hit a lot. If you look at my fights, I wasn't getting hit that much. I was hitting the shoulder there. Made the punches fly off.
I think it was a crime against us. I don't think the crack epidemic was the black community and the Latino community out of control, taking advantage of selling drugs to our own community. I think it was all one big setup, you know what I mean? And no matter how you go around the story, you point this, and this happened, coming from the 80s to the 90s. What really happened was we locked up about 2 million people, and we broke a lot of families. And now you truly see the after effect when these men are coming home in their 40s and 50s. They've been gone since they was teenagers and young 20s and stuff. And you just see all the kids who never had a father, or who had a father who went to prison or murdered, and a mother who got strung out or prison or something like that. And it's just, you see what it did. And yeah, we got daddy issues, man, a lot of us.
What's the most valuable lesson your mom taught you growing up?
Really, I think I know I'm equipped to figure it out. Like, we had very little. We, but we didn't miss a beat. We had very little, but we didn't miss a beat. And watching her be a single mom working 2 jobs at a time, I know anything can be figured out.
Yeah.
It can be figured out.
We who are willing to stand, who do this, there's a price that we pay in terms of how our lives are changed forever.
Listen, I came from a communist country. You'll never convince me that that's a better system than what we have here. I'll take this with all of its warts and scars over a communist system. Look at North Korea.
But you can say that because you're a white man in America. See, when I'm looking at it as a black man in America, I have a different set of problems. Besides, like, I got all your problems, and then I got black problems on top of it.
Right.
It's different.
No, I feel you, and I'll never know what that means.
So I can see why somebody like Trump would be like, yeah, let's kick it back to the old days and let's keep it like it's always been, So it's a different experience, man,
Yeah, man, listen, like I said, we're both right. Neither one of us is saying the wrong thing. We have our own perspectives, and we have our own experiences, and ultimately, nothing is stopping us from leaving this country.
The first sellout in the hood is the drug dealer, and people don't look at it that way. And
expound on that.
The first sellout is a drug dealer because I'm just trying to feed my family is not an answer for you to be able to kill my family. You can't kill my family because you're trying to feed your family. So you're the first sellout, and we co-sign that and be cool. It's like, he's just trying to eat. He's not just trying to eat. He's killing your family while he's trying to eat. You're creating a climate that makes black on black the worst thing on the planet. You're killing black people trying to make a living. And the oppressor is absolutely loving that.
I appreciate Tyler Perry. I appreciate the fact that the man worked his way up from nothing to a billionaire. But the movies he makes are just terrible. And he's not getting any better. He's not trying to change. He's not trying to uplift what he's doing. It's time to stay. He's staying on the same dirt all the time.
What do you say to people that say, because I've been lately, Tyler has been under attack more than normally, right? And so what do you say to people who say that Tyler is telling our stories, especially Black women?
Oh, come on, please. That is not your story. That is not your story. Your story is a story of people who are survived and actually have done great things.
Looking back, do you believe that storming the Capitol on the 6th of January 2021 helped you achieve your political goals, or do you believe that ultimately it hurt your cause?
In the short run, like right after that, that was the thing that was used to smear the Republican Party and to smear Donald Trump. And I didn't go to the Capitol because Donald Trump sent me to the Capitol to storm the Capitol. I didn't even go to the Capitol to storm the Capitol. I didn't even know. I couldn't have told you on January 6th what an insurrection was. And so I went to go protest. And I ran up on a situation that quickly devolved into chaos. And, you know, I do believe that after that day, it did really tarnish the MAGA movement and Donald Trump. But the thing for me is, you know, no, I'm accountable for my own actions, right? Like I'm a firm believer. Like I broke the window, I got 3 assaults on federal officers. I can handle that. You know, whether now my reasoning for behind the assaults and stuff like that were, I'm witnessing people be beat, and I had been told over a megaphone that somebody had been shot and killed unarmed inside the Capitol.
Donald Trump, no matter what you think about him, is the only president in my lifetime, no matter how crazy or extreme his promises is to his base, he attempted to fulfill every damn promise to them. You gotta be straight up and give him credit for that. Donald Trump, though, has an end game that's on a whole nother level, in my opinion. This man has flirted with the idea and even publicly said it. I could run for a 3rd term. There's ways to do it. And then certain elected officials and pontificators and those who speak on podcasts and media platforms, oh no, it's unconstitutional. Of course he could not. They're lying to the people. Yes, he can.
How did you get to a point where you did not respect Master P?
Man, you know what? I always respected P, but I wasn't going to not goddamn come at you because I respect you.
But I'm trying to get it, because like Master P, when I think about Master P, I haven't never done business with him now.
Yeah.
So I don't know him on a business level, but just as far as on the outside looking in, Master P has always struck me as like a dude that was strictly about his business, a family man, community type builder. You know, it seemed like a type of dude that just mind his business. How did Master P get on your radar to disrespect?
For all those reasons that you said, man, just being here, and I'm a young nigga here just saying, damn, I'm trying to get into this shit.
So you was hating?
Really was. Really was. Really.
I'm thinking it's some kind of deep thing.
No, it wasn't that deep. It wasn't even that deep. It was just, I wanted it. Young nigga, I'm coming out the gate. Damn, I want some of this shit.
Man, I've been knowing Luda since Chris Lover and Poon Daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I've been knowing him since radio. So I was doing radio. Right. I would come and interview with them. Luda interviewed me before. So, you know, when Poon came to me, Poon was showing me Luda's schedule. He said, hey, man, you know, he had the Fat Rabbit out, I think, at the time, and he had a couple of songs with Timberland. So he showed me the schedule. He said, hey, man, we're trying to do a song with Nate Dogg, and we need a record. And I don't know about that beat that I heard when he walked in here, but that shit was hard. He said, here go his schedule right here. So I'm looking at his schedule. I'm like, damn, I'm like, so Luda's on fire. He hot like this? He's like, yeah. He said, man, you doing this? Well, I looked at it. I said, I bet he got holes in every one of these area codes. He said, what? I was like, he said, that's it.
Why would I glorify that? Why would I laugh at or find that entertaining, the least bit entertaining?
Yeah.
I don't find it entertaining at all under no circumstances.
I was offered one time, they wanted, the roast on Comedy Central, they wanted to do, and this is no diss to them, it's just they wanted to do a roast of historical figures. Like they do the drunken comedy thing with the presidents and stuff. They said, we want, you play Malcolm X, all right, and then they're roasting. I go, no, I'm not doing that.
Hell no.
And they literally, my agents were like, what do you mean? I go, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, James Baldwin, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. I don't play games like that.
Off limits.
I said the reason why, and remember, I'm not foundational Black American, I'm Nigerian. But my parents were able to come here because of the Civil Rights Bill off of Black American sweat. I said, I'm not playing that game where these guys took a bullet. All these guys that I mentioned took a bullet so that I could be here, so that we could all at least have some kind of freedoms. And I'm gonna go and clown them with a roast? Mm-hmm. I said, just spiritually, hell no, I'm not doing that shit.
If Haiti wouldn't have sent the French back packing, America never would have had Louisiana, never would have had Texas, or anything worse than that. Because they kicked the French's ass in such a bad way, they had to leave, and economically, they couldn't fight the ex-Brits that were over here anymore for this land. So the reason you even have America, and Frederick Douglass talked about this, the only reason you have it is because a bunch of Haitians kicked a bunch of French folks' ass. And we don't even know the proper arguments because we've only accepted the fact that we was just lowly slaves. But if you see yourself as just a lowly slave and not the most important cog in the machine, you'll forever have low self-confidence. But if everybody said, man, we ain't picking no cotton got picked, how would the South have gotten rich? Alexander Stephens said, who was the vice president, there's a Stephens County named for him in Georgia. Vice president of the Confederacy said, the cornerstone of the Confederacy is slavery.
I told the women, y'all was never a prostitute. You was acting out something you're not.
What do you say to people who are going to say, see, man, that's the problem right there, coming up with these different narratives and semantics when a prostitute is a prostitute. If you're selling your body, you're a prostitute.
No, you're not.
Are you redefining what a prostitute is?
I'm speaking what's in the Bible. In the Bible, when Rahab hid the 3 men of God, all the people, the lawyers, doctors, and everybody, God didn't trust nobody but the so-called prostitute Rahab. She hid the 3 men of God on top of the house. When the police come in, she lied. She the first one to lie to get blessed. She lied. And when the men came down, Solomon said, for you lying and saving our life, I'm gonna marry you. That's where Boaz come from. Boaz came from Rahab, a so-called prostitute. Was she prostituting? Yes, she was prostituting, but that don't make her a prostitute. So these little pastors and these little ministers, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I teach them, they can't teach me with it.
Never gonna happen.
I mean, Bobby's in there, he's trying. But I will say this, if you're sick and you come to me, right, and you're paying me for medicine every month and I heal you, then that means you're not paying me no more. So if I heal you from your illness, then I don't make money, right? And a lot of these prescriptions are real cheap. A lot of these things God has already given us everything that we need. Big Pharma is the biggest scam known to mankind. We already have what we need. Even when all of that stuff was happening with COVID and all of the censorship that was taking place, they were censoring natural remedies. Like you couldn't even hashtag natural remedies during that time.
What bothers me the most about the Anthony Metcalf scenario is that most of the people who have the strongest feelings about it, if you swap the races, their position would also swap. Whereas my position would always be the same, right? I don't care at all if Anthony was white and Metcalf was black. I would think it was murder. Just it has no bearing.
Explain why you believe it was murder.
Okay. Well, so in Texas, you only have the right to use deadly force in self-defense to match a threat of deadly force, or if you have a legitimate fear of death, like this person's going to kill you. And You have to be able to articulate it. And if you look at just the words said by Anthony after the fact and the witnesses, right? There's people that are pretending to be witnesses and all this. But if you look at everything that's been generated and released, it seems that Anthony was under the impression that he could respond to physical force with deadly force, and that'd be a valid use of a valid act of self-defense. It is absolutely not under Texas law. If someone were to punch you, you can't just pull out a knife and stab them in the chest, right? You would have to. You could shove them off. You can hit them back, but you can't pull out a deadly weapon and use it. It's not allowed under Texas law.
How much of that is true, and how
All
difficult is it for a black woman in Hollywood?
Yeah, it's tough. All of it's true. Yeah. Hard time. I mean, we were in our salaries, we're a different world. We're not compared to the salaries of Friends. In essence, Friends, that's living single with white people.
Yeah.
So, no, yeah. It's a disparity. That's why we need to have our own.
Yeah.
People don't understand. Like I said, we can coexist. We're not mad at that, but we need our own, where we're funding our money back to us.
Like, say, for instance, Beyonce, best country Grammy for best country artist, best country album, right? White people went into a hysteria, like Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, how could she? But when the white boy won the dunk contest in the NBA, we didn't protest and get mad. He won. Let him have it. Right. So if we don't cry about white boys winning dunk contests, which is, it has no color, but come on, we own that. Then don't cry about, Beyonce winning best country album.
Everybody want to do what they want to do, but don't nobody want to go to jail. And going to jail and going to prison is the only legal form, according to the Constitution of the United States, to have legal slavery. You come there in shackles and chains. They tell you what to wear. They tell you what to eat. Hell, when you go to commissary, you don't get to tell them who to order the commissary from. You get whatever brand they give you. You're not running nothing but your mouth. Even the ones that call themselves running the insides of the prisons, you're still a legal slave.
It ain't about being perfect. See, all on the internet now is everybody says, well, you got to have this, you got to have that, you got that. Man, look, when are you ever going to be perfect? Never. But if you feel that you are ready to, take that next step or be in that space, you need to talk to God first. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I might get canceled for that because, Lord, you can't talk about God nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But it's the truth, man. You gotta. What does it say? Seek him first and all the things will be added to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I tell them, man. Don't do the selecting. And I tell men too all the time, man, because I've seen it happen. Never ever, this gonna be a viral soundbite right here. Never ever, under no circumstances, leave a good woman for a bad bitch.
We're gonna remove the elephant out of the room. Okay. We're gonna talk about the Roller 60s. There are approximately, according to record, 5,000 across the state of California, affiliated, non-affiliated. If you only have 3, maybe 5, 6 ignorant nomads, that's 1 to every 1,000. Do we throw the whole mess away because 1 to every 1,000? No, you don't. You say how strong this unit is, and that's the reason why they talk about it so much, that they want to destroy it, because it has the potential of becoming something different. It has the potential of becoming what we as a people need. If the C's and B's seen that, they had a potential of growing into something, because what do we have now? We have men who have reached that age in a positive influence. I'm 58 years old. I have no intentions on doing none of the shit I did when I was a kid.
So what I tend to say is, do your own homework and make your own decisions about it. But what I will say is that I respect the office. This isn't politics. The politics for me, it's over. He won. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief of what I would like to say is the best country in the world. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I know everybody knows I'm from St. Louis. Everybody knows St. Louis is what made me. That's what I wear on my chest and my heart. But I was born on a military base in Austin. My father served, my grandfather served, my uncle served, my auntie served, my cousins served. I've entertained the troops all around this world.
It's hard to have a relationship anyway, because look, I'm here in Houston. I could fall in love, but I'm flying away tomorrow. I could go to Chicago, fall in love with somebody else there, fly away the next day.
But it seems like to me you're not trying to fall in love. It seems like you're trying to fall in bed.
No, I want somebody to fall in love with me. I've had enough bed. I've fucked enough for everybody in this room. But I would love for somebody, to love me. They need to go first, though. You love me first. Let me see if I can love you back. No, I have an icebox where my heart used to be right now. So that's it. You have to be a cold motherfucker to get in my bed right now.
I didn't let them folk mess with my immune system. So if you my age and you sickly there, everybody that I know went and took them shots, something different about their body is going on with them that they never had before they took that shot. I got folk losing their eyesight. I got folk losing their hearing. I got folks coming up with some rare form of cancer. I'm just like, bro, and do you understand? Do you even know the history of Fauci? He is the creator of AIDS. So why would I want the creator of AIDS telling me what's good for me?
Have they ever tried to make you do something strange for a bit of change?
Oh yeah, we get them in breakdowns all the time. Like as for acting, for shows and stuff like that.
How many times do they try to get you to take your clothes off? Because I know.
Oh yeah, they want to see that, and especially now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got to show it all. You got to do a little. You got to do something strange for a little change.
How you respond to them when they ask you?
It's a no.
Those type of questions.
It's a no. I just, like we also talked about keeping some things private. Like I just would rather not. I don't. Movie making, show making is an art. It's a beautiful thing, and I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong if you're okay with, doing certain types of scenes and, having to take something off or whatever. There are some people that have no problem with that. And when I say more power to them, baby, you better go ahead. Yes, indeed. But I never want to be made to feel uncomfortable.
See, it's a weird dynamic with a woman, and this is why I understand why men can't figure out what women want. I totally understand why men are confused about what women want, because women actually play both sides of the fence on what they want. Women actually have a delusion in their mind. They really are delusional. So, women actually like aggression. They do. That is from a biological point of view of an alpha male. See, an alpha male and an alpha man are two different things.
Exactly.
Okay. So an alpha male, we're talking about on an animalistic level, okay, how he can dominate other males physically. When we start talking about a man, we're talking about somebody who has mental control. Women don't like alpha men. They like alpha males. And the reason why women don't like alpha men is because alpha men have self-discipline. They have self-discipline and sexual control where they can't be easily manipulated by women. Women like weak men. Women like sexually weak men because the only power that a lot of women have over a man is sex. And if she can't get you to fall for her sex, she's going to get mad.
Right. We ain't got no reports on war. We got some of the biggest genocide in the history of the world going on. Nobody's singing about this. We ain't got know what's going on in this area. We ain't got nothing that really defines our state of mind and how we live in. That's the difference between your era and this era, or any era prior.
Yeah, because in the past, music has always spoke to the times.
The times.
Whatever's going on in that time, the music was reflective of the times. And I'm not talking about, just relationships, socially getting it, hustling. I'm talking about what was going on in the world.
Facts.
Well, when I was young, which I think you're referring to, he got hit by a drunk driver on the way to work.
Okay.
Back then, he was a police officer. And I think him and my stepmother was in a cutlass. Back in the day, you could put a car seat in the middle, on the cutlass, and driver and a passenger. And a drunk driver was going to hit my stepmother. And he made an impact and turned the car where the drunk driver's bumper hit his left eye. His eye fell out. His nose fell out. And he started an organization called Foundation de Mañana to help families that are victimized by drunk drivers.
I believe an artist should be able to dream, manufacture stories. I mean, directors do it. Writers do it in Hollywood. They do it all the time. And they're not held to some type of
that's because
standard.
That's because when the movie comes out, it says that it's a fiction movie. So we need rappers to start saying this is fiction music.
But do we really need rappers to say that? Because we already know that a lot of it is fiction. But the difference is that some of it ain't fiction. And that's what's scary, I think. I think if we didn't have all of this murder going on, perhaps, your voice wouldn't be as loud as it is.
Jay-Z he does that too. He will copy whatever the coach is doing. This is why we don't get no albums from him right now, because he's not inspired. He ain't got nobody to steal from. He don't have the state property dudes around him to steal from. He ain't got a bunch of people to steal from. So this is why we can't get no music from him, because he's not inspired.
I ain't buying that, Chuck. I'm not buying that, man.
You used to see Nas put out The King's Disease, a trilogy, and got a Grammy. 20 years, 30 years past his career. Nas never got a Grammy before. He put out that King's Disease album. It was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? They say hip-hop is a young man's game. No, it ain't. Because hip-hop is still young.
But in terms of conflict resolution, how did you train your brain to get there? Because you wasn't always there. You was ready to take off. No matter what the situation was, you was ready to take off.
Man, fear.
Of what?
Me and you knowing each other. Well, this is what I'm terrified of. I'm more scared of what I will do versus somebody else. And that's the thing that has tempered me a lot. I had a situation where somebody was videoing my daughter while she was ice skating.
And how old was your daughter at this time?
She's 7. This was yesterday. I get the phone call that the person is there. And I come up to the Galleria. And the only thing that's scaring me is what I'm willing to do.
What was your thoughts on the Diddy trial?
Man, I thought that over time, maybe that, I don't think that shit was no RICO. Because they trying to make it seem like this was an enterprise. It ain't like he was doing it for money. There wasn't no gain out of nothing. He wasn't like, at the end of the day, I think people were doing what they were doing. People got caught into the lifestyle of it all, the endless retreats, the endless receipts, the endless just, Cassie being with that man for some time. She's seen some really amazing days. I'm pretty sure she's seen some pretty low days as well. And I just don't know if you call Cassie a victim, right? And she could be, in some way, she was victimized. I'm not going to say I'm blind to what I seen as far as what was presented. In some way, she was definitely victimized. Video where she ran off with the phone, he whooped up, he still shouldn't have put his hands on it. At the end of the day, she was victimized in some ways. But, someone asked myself too, was he victimized along the way? You know what I'm saying? What was so messed up for him where he couldn't have sex with her? What was the issue? I'm not saying that made him a victim, but he got to a point where it's like, yo, maybe she ain't turn him on. So now he just trying to stay with her, keeping it life. He want to make her happy. She picking out what she want. Boom. She picking out what she want. He paying for it. You know what I'm saying?